It's time for Debbie Does Divorce. Today, she's here to discuss the aftermath of divorce and how to tie up loose ends. Divorce coach Debbie Martinez is here with more. You know, when people get a divorce, they realize very soon that there's a lot of stuff that they really need to do. Tell us about those, because you gave me a list the other day, 18 different things. I could have probably named 5 or 6, but when I looked at this list of 18, I'm going, yeah, you got to take care of all those.
There's just so much that goes on to getting a divorce, and then afterwards people think, oh, well, now I have my divorce agreement and that's good enough. What they don't realize is that there are things in the divorce agreement that they have to adhere to. For example, maybe there's quitclaim deeds and it has to be done by a certain date. So what I did is I came up with a post-divorce checklist, and it has everything on there that, and I probably missed some, but it has a majority of things that you need to look at that after divorce you need to take care of. Your passport, your license, changing addresses on everything.
Your will.
Your will.
Sure.
Meeting with an estate attorney if you haven't done that before the divorce, which I always like people to meet with an estate attorney before the divorce. But there's just this whole list of things, and it's just easier if someone has it and they can just tick it off as they go.
As we go through some of that list, you know, we've got insurance, medical, dental, visual, disability, homeowners, all that kind of stuff. If the other spouse that you divorced is still on that, then they may be getting you just to pay all those bills.
Your passwords for your computer, for your bank accounts.
Oh yeah, extremely
safety
important.
deposit boxes, all these things that people don't think about. Closing out joint accounts, checking your credit report, making sure, get your credit report. I tell all my clients, get your credit report and let's see where you are with this. Make sure everything's taken care of. You need all those T's crossed and those I's dotted.
And if you're driving your own car, make sure your name's on the title.
Right.
Yeah, because sometimes it might be the other person's on there.
Right.
Yes. A lot of that can be, there can be so much stress that's involved. Your education, it goes back to California, it goes to Florida. You've been in this system for a number of years of coaching folks through divorces and really taking a lot of stress off of their shoulders and put it on yours too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And when I came up with this, people said, oh my gosh, this is so helpful, because they're getting it in bits and drabs from other people, their friends. Oh, don't forget to do this, don't forget to do that. I just hand them this and I say, listen, you need help with any of this, I'm here, but this is your self-inventory.
Yeah, because their friends may be throwing some emotion in a different direction that they don't want to hear, like, oh, get rid of that son of a gun, or you need to get rid of her, you really need to burn that. You really need to have someone like yourself who can sit down realistically and just come straight up and say, these are the things that you really need to take care of. And this, I look at this list of 18, it's like kind of like when you set your mind to lose 30 pounds, not that you need to, lose 30 pounds, you don't do it 30 pounds at a time, you do it 1 pound at a time, just a little bit at a time. And as you go through that list, you'll all of a sudden go, you know, I'm really getting rid of a lot of this stress.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people I find are visual learners. They need the visual. You know, some people are good. You can say, oh, well, listen, make sure you change your estate and you change your will and all that, and they remember it. But a lot of people, especially going through a divorce, you're only using a small percentage of your brain. So to have something visual that you can always go back to and say, okay, I'm going to tackle this on Monday, this on Tuesday, this on Wednesday, you always have it in front of you.
We've got about 30 seconds left. Emotional loose ends. Talk about that.
Well, and we're going to talk about that on the next show, but it's not just the physical, it's not just the factual. You have emotional loose ends that you have to tie up. Are you still emotionally attached to this person?
Yeah.
What is your support system like? Do you need to get other people on board to help you get through this process?
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that.
Absolutely. How can people get a hold of you, Debbie?
They can email me at debbie@transformationthroughdivorce.com.
So good to have you here, dear.
Thanks.
Once again, more Low Country Live coming up right after the break.